Hey, so anyway, I want to thank YouTube for allowing me on this platform. Like, subscribe, share. If you find anything good and useful on here, we were going to talk about today is basically raising, the frequency, vibration, and everything, and why this is so important in today's world. There are multiple things happening right now. I don't know which side of the world you're on, but right now we're in, America, the western side of the world. I guess it depends on where you are. The eastern side, if you're on another, weird stuff. But right now, the world's going through a huge shift because the vibrations are changing. And this is one episode that we're going to be talking about is about how to change your vibration. I just want to say thank you for listening, and everybody here is extremely important to what is about to become and what is happening around the world. So, we're going to talk about on this episode is really about raising the vibrations and how to do it. Now, there's multiple ways. You can wake up, you can do an alarm clock, you can exercise, you can breathe, you can meditate, you can take drugs, you can eat food, but clearly taking drugs is not going to help you out. And we're going to go into that as well with the education. And this is basically how to survive the new wave and the new era of what's coming up next. You got to be living under a rock to not realize that this world is changing because of technology. So, look, when you were a child, depending on what your age is, television and radio. This is the next change because if you were in the 1900s, the radio came out and that was cool. Now there's another form of communication. Now, let's say you're in the 1920s or 30s and 40s, the TV came out. It was black and white. And then now you're in the 60s and 70s, and now you got color. And in the 90s, you have the internet and so on. And now we're in another wave past the internet. Now this is called the 5D wave or the 4D wave. And if you stay stuck in this third dimensional phase, you are going to get phased out and you're going extinct. This is almost a level of extinction event. And if you don't wake up to it, if you don't adapt, you will not make it. Now, how are we going to adapt? You can't fight it. Don't try to fight this. Try to understand that you need to be involved in it. The ways you're going to be involved is to realize that the old versions of education need to change. So if you were born in school, it was going to school. That was the way to get your education. But now we have another layer of it. So it is school plus the technology plus the internet. And with all that, you should be okay. You need to learn apps. That's essential. And once again, just with this, it is, you just need to understand that right now in this time frame, you are billionaires and you are millionaires. And if you're looking for money, I'm not saying you shouldn't. Money's always good, extra money. But right now, money's not what you should be looking at. You should be looking at things that are going to help you out time management wise. And if you are not doing this, then you are not going to be successful even with money because the future is going to be a time management system. So right now is about time management, frequency management, and emotional management because things are going to get pretty hectic. And with that being said, just realize how blessed you are to live today and realize the ample opportunities that you have right now. Realize that focus is an essential currency. So whatever you focus on will happen right now. Right now, we're almost in an era of like a fairy tale era where you got these little magical fairies bouncing around, and whatever you focus on, you will get, you will have. You have the opportunities to. So just be pretty grateful as of right now, and just understand a couple things. This is just a little quick little video right now. And plus, with these more layers of the internet and schooling and connection, we're going to talk about the mind, body, and soul, and then that even splits up to the mind, body, the soul, body, the soul, mind, and the mixture. And there's a whole bunch of mixtures that come out of this. And this is what you're supposed to be working on in today's world, because once you do, You will feel better. Once you feel better, you're going to get into a routine. And once the routine happens, you're going to be vibrating at a better frequency. And then you will find you could find almost any job. And just realize that time doesn't really matter anymore because of the huge shift in the frequency, the huge shift in what you're supposed to be doing now. And so you're almost at a point as that, let's say you wanted to switch jobs or switch careers or switch, you can look basically different right now, even with AI. And this is the whole point because AI is a frequency emitter. As soon as you go into it, you can change your frequency. You can look different with AI. And this is what I'm trying to say is that time doesn't really matter, but you have to use it. I'm sorry, once time does matter, but time doesn't matter once you're in the seat of the changing AI frequency. And once you do that, you guys are going to be okay. We're going to talk about how to really shift into dimensions on the later episodes, but you're going to have to do things different in your day-to-day life. And unfortunately, you are going to have to maybe change a couple people around you. This is another problem that we have in this country. We're going to talk about the racism, the mass shootings. We're going to talk about a lot of these problems. And with them gone in your life, you will realize how blessed you are and how happy you need to be and understand how critical it is for just people to start waking up right now and to become a lot more affluent and affluent in this society because every person counts. After this, we're going to really talk about what is reality. And because I don't know about you, certain things have happened in my life that you can start questioning. You're going to start understanding that maybe God or higher beings do exist and they have existed. And how can we transverse? How can we make them happy? How can we evolve with this situation? And this is basically what it is because right now you're supposed to be understanding how to evolve in these situations because let's face it, right now, YouTube is probably one of the best platforms that you can talk and transverse knowledge in. And knowledge is basically one of the most important, essential things right now. This is what I mean that we're all billionaires, but some of us aren't reaching into the pot of honey, the pot of gold. So if you do not reach into it, you are going to be left behind. And this is basically our audience that you should be targeting into right now. And everybody should be doing this. I advise everybody to just maybe spend a couple hours, a couple days broadcasting how they feel because there is a major shift and you have to be aware of it. If you're not aware, then you are going to be deleted from this society. We're in a golden time bubble right now because once it pops, everybody's going to be running with the gold to buy houses, to buy all this and that. The shift actually happened with money, as we can see. Cryptocurrency has taken over. Where does that stand? Where pennies have stopped being produced. So you're going to have to try to find your footing. I'm going to show you how to really keep this footing right now. I still need help with the spirituality aspect of it. There's a couple things that I might need help, like the tarot readings and everything. I don't understand that part yet, but once again, this is really just how this one episode is going to go, and just prepare yourself. And we're going to do some cool things. We're going to just try to show you how to survive and how to move because everybody else is important. Thank you. Much love, much light. Stay blessed, stay humble.